What's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you live for a live review of WWE No Mercy 2017. Oh boy, what a show. But what's next? We had a lot to talk about in this review. Well, first, I just want to say I had a fun weekend. Thank you to anybody who sent me any birthday wishes and such. I had a really good birthday on Friday. Worked a really fun gig last night. And then I was able to watch No Mercy today to cap off my weekend. As far as what I think of No Mercy, you see, it's tough because I was really enjoying this show up until after the John Cena Roman Reigns match. That's when I started to get paranoid. And then the match after that happened. That match sucked, and I was expecting what happened to happen. And then the main event put the exclamation point on it. So what I'm pretty much trying to say is, as far as the show No Mercy in general, it was still a good show. But what happens afterwards, what's next, what did it set up for, is what's next to talk about. Which is the reason why it was tough for me to grade this show. Again, because, as far as, the match itself, the stories it's told, and most of the matches, again, except for the last two, was great. But then, now it feels like that, what's next? Why should we watch next? A lot of WWE fans now are wondering that, are debating this. What is going to be next? What is? Let's get into the show. If you're live in the live chat, please make sure to participate. We already have Robbie in the live chat. What's up, Robbie? First one here. So, Mike, I guess that means you owe me some, as our new Cruiserweight Champion says, crispy, tangy. Oh, well. Ah, boy. We won't be really saying, won't be really raving about that, though, and get to that match, Robbie. But let's get into No Mercy. Again, thought it was a good show. Until after John Cena and Roman Reigns. Then the show went downhill. And then it showed me right away, things don't look good going down the line. In my personal opinion, honestly. Because I'll explain why. So I did not watch the pre-show match between Elias Sampson and Apollo Crews. And so I can't really talk about that match. So I want to go right into the main show. We started off with a match between The Miz and Jason Jordan for the Intercontinental title. A match that I thought was going to happen at SummerSlam, but it didn't. And then this got thrown together to do a number one contenders match on Raw last Monday in the main event. As I thought it would be, the wrestling match was solid between Jordan and The Miz. Good story being told. Jordan wants to get his revenge on The Miz for what he's done to his biological father, Kurt Angle. Well, again, as we all keep saying, Jordan, we all know he can wrestle. But just him being thrown into this role, being Kurt Angle's illegitimate son, it's not working for him. What needs to happen, well, first, before I get to that, let's talk about the match itself again. The match was good. Solid counters. The Miz ended up winning with after a couple of distractions from the Miz Taraj. Both Dallas got thrown in. The referee's trying to take care of him, and he's about to roll up the Miz, even though it was a distraction that you wouldn't have seen him pin the Miz on a roll up, and then Curtis Axel sucker punches him between the ropes, and the Miz hits a skull crushing finale on a result of the distraction, and the Miz retains the title. Okay, that's cool. Miz still champion. I understand. If Jason Jordan, it wouldn't surprise me if Jordan won. That's why I predicted him to win at first. But the Miz winning was really cool. Until later on, though, I'll explain why. After the match, they interview Jason Jordan, who yet again cut a really lackluster program, saying, the Miz sucks, blah blah blah. The Miz Taraj sucks, blah blah blah. He will say Kurt Angle sucks, blah blah blah. I want to get a rematch, blah blah blah. So we could see another rematch between these two. I don't know. But what needs to happen to improve Jason Jordan's character? Jason Jordan needs to turn heel. Maybe it is a ruse all along saying that, maybe Chad Gable was supposed to be the illegitimate son or something like that. Jordan turns heel. Gable comes over to the Raw next year. And they feud together, pretty much. Fans said that Jordan used Kurt this whole time just to get his career to escalate. Because Jordan just abandoned Gable to try to, go through Kurt Angle to get everything he wants. Because in this feud going on here, I mean, not in this feud, this promo, Jordan did display a little bit of, there was one point in the match, I think in the promo, wherever he was about to say the fact that we all chant, "You suck" when Kurt comes out. I thought that Jordan was going to start pulling some heel tactics there, because he started to sound like a little bit of a spoiled child a little bit. But then he didn't, saying he wanted the rematch, goes backstage. So I'm like, all right, whatever, we're probably going to get another rematch sometime down the line, but we'll see what's next with The Miz. Which I thought a good feud would be for the winner of the next match, Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. This was one of the matches I also was looking forward to on the show. And despite the predictable outcome, we all knew Finn Balor was going to win this match, because that's all Bray does. He loses. Finn beat Bray clean, man to man, whatever. The build wasn't looking forward to this match. But personally, I thought it was their best match out of the three they had. I'll give them that. Bray looked good in this match. Finn looked great. Your thoughts also on this, guys? I personally did not like that new wrestling ring gear. I don't know if it was because, he's facing Bray man to man. Finn's just being just a normal guy carrying on some random, like the jacket and the blue ring gear just, it didn't fit Finn for me, honestly. It just looked like he just grabbed the randomly on the rose, like, oh, is this somebody who's just a man or what? I don't know. I didn't like. I like the black jacket better, and the jacket and like the red and black better than what we got from this. So I having a little scratch on that. But again, the match between the two wasn't bad. Before the match, Bray did a pre-match beatdown. It's pretty much signalizing that he's going to lose the match. I remember I was making jokes most of the match with my friend Daniel, guys. I was like, yeah, look, he's laughing. He's like, ha, 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 I'm going to lose. Yeah, I'll lose eventually. We'll get there. And Bray did lose as expected, so he's right, has nowhere to go. But I thought, okay, Finn Balor winning, since Bray took away his Intercontinental title shot against The Miz, what if Finn Balor gets that title shot? He's next to feud with The Miz. Maybe have like a ladder match or something at TLC. We'll see what happens. We found out later on that night, though, what's going to happen, as that is most likely not going to happen now because of what happened. After this was the Raw tag title match, I believe. Yeah, the Raw tag title match. This was a good match. This is probably either the best or the second best match of the night. I'm still between this match and Cena and Reigns. This match was awesome. I don't know which match is better between Ambrose and Rollins and Sheamus and Cesaro, The Bar. But this match told a great story. And the thing was funny, though, was, I shouldn't say funny, but was unique, though, was Cesaro and Sheamus owned this match. They were just destroying Ambrose and Rollins. I mean, really, you look at it, they may have lost the match, but they won the war pretty much. They beat the crap out of Ambrose and Rollins. So many near falls. There was they did kind of do like the Celtic Cross, several power slams. They actually power slammed Rollins on top of Ambrose, and that wasn't enough to put them away. There was a time also where they slammed Ambrose into the steel steps, and Ambrose had a little bit of like a delayed reaction to it. So Ambrose hurt his shoulder, and there was another time during the match where Ambrose was right next to the ring apron, and he starts like just pounding himself into the ring apron, like he was having some type of like a reaction or something like that. And yeah, in the live chat, talking about getting back to Bray Wyatt. At this point, turn him face, but they probably don't care about that right now because, again, as I keep saying, what's going to be leading down the future for them. So anyways, getting back to this match. So they pretty much just beat the crap out of Rollins and Ambrose this whole match. And they did do everything they can. They held Rollins back. They proved that they were the stronger looking tag team in this match, the Bar, Cesaro, and Sheamus. And of course, also the story of this match was too, Cesaro did take a nasty bump on the turnbuckle and lost a tooth. I don't know if that was a little payback for what happened to was it Sheamus who knocked out Jeff Hardy's tooth at Payback, legitimately, or if I'm sure it was pretty much an accident, but it was just kind of karma a bit back because of that. But the match pretty much ended after Rollins and Ambrose broke free of whatever they were trying to do. And wait, no, I'm sorry. I remember now. It was an Ambrose. It's been that long. I'm having this thoughts about what happened at the end of the show. Ambrose, tricked Sheamus before he tried to go for the bro kick, and he tried to do the small package. And then that's when, Seth Rollins was able to break free from Cesaro. And then they did that knee strike, whatever it's called, into the DDT, the Dirty Deeds for the victory. And Ambrose and Rollins saying the tag titles. Like, okay, that's cool. Just what's next to them? Are they going to do a third match between them somehow, which I highly doubt it because Cena goes the end of the feud. And it was weird because, the feud didn't really have too much of a story to it, even leading into this match, but I knew they'd have a good match, which they did. Again, probably either the match of the night or the second best match of the night. But now I think I'm worried. Now I'm worried that he's going that what is going to happen. Which again, I'll get to it after the Cena and Reigns match. And in the live chat, Robbie mentioned the thought of Home Alone of what happened with, "Ooh, you're missing some teeth." Yeah. Oh, that was that was a classic moment there. Where's my gold tooth? I'll kill him. I'll kill him. You bug me with one more can, and I'll snap off your cojones and boil them in motor oil. Such a great movie. Christmas time is 3 months away, guys, so we'll be getting to that. But I'm sure Cesaro's going to be having a visit from the Tooth Fairy tonight. We'll see what happens, if that happens or not. But, yeah, Cesaro lost his front tooth, right here. But, yeah, again, a great match by Rollins and Ambrose and the Bar. And then we get into a match that I wasn't too sure about how I felt about it at first, but for what it was a pretty strong match. And the end result wasn't exactly what I thought was going to happen, but the way it ended, I was perfectly fine with it. Because I was worried that one thing was going to happen. And that's the Fatal 5-Way for the Raw Women's Championship between Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Emma. What I was worried was going to happen in this match was, we've seen all these women, the 40s women, get titles opportunities constantly. But this is Emma's first title opportunity. And I'm sitting there worrying, thinking, okay, is Emma only in this match just to be squashed and to not just take the pin to protect everybody else? And personally, though, I felt Emma had a pretty strong show in this match. She did have a couple good moments as well. Nia Jax, though, I thought looked great in this match as well. That double Samoan drop, but she was the victim of multiple teams teaming up on them. What else happened in this match? I remember there was a time where Bayley and Sasha were hitting finishers with between the bank statement and the belly to belly on people, and just constantly knocking one off on the other. I thought maybe one of them would cost the other the match, and that would start up some heat between them. But it looks like they're going in that direction. But to the surprise, though, Emma didn't take the pin. It was Bayley who took the pin after they got Nia out of the ring, which Nia also took a really nasty bump in this match. They all four of them teamed up to her and suplex her out of the ring, and it looked like she hit like right near the top of her neck bone or whatever is back there, and it looked pretty nasty. I thought versus Nia was dead. And yeah, kudos to all 5 women for giving us one of the better women's matches from the Raw brand. Bayley got a mixed reaction from the crowd. I feel bad for her. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's the thing. You know, I was surprised at the reaction she did get on Monday Night Raw last week, but then again, it was in her hometown. So I'm like, okay, let's put her in another city and see what she gets. And yeah, she did get a mixed reaction, and that's unfortunate. But her taking a pin was interesting, seeing, you know, what they're going to do moving forward with Bayley. If they're going to build her back up again, or if they're going to try to rush her back to the title picture, we'll have to wait and see. I still would. I mean, I expected Alexa to. I thought Alexa was going to retain because, you know, I think right now they're not going to put the title on any of the 4 horsewomen, since they're probably going to do. What I'm hoping they're going to do a 4 horsemen of WWE against the 4 horsewomen of the MMA at Survivor Series. Hopefully, so I don't think we're going to put the title on any of them yet. But yeah, Alexa won with a DDT after knocking Emma out of the ring. She hit the DDT on Bayley, get the victory. So let's see what's next for Alexa Bliss. I'm not sure if she'll probably defend the title against like Nia Jax. I did like kind of skim through Raw talk, and she did kind of trash on Mickie James. I don't know if they're going to have a match to get Mickie on the card sometime, but you know, at this point, why would I put Mickie in the card? She'd be able to do anything anyways. I was glad that Emma got some time to shine. And yes, no one is ready for Asuka. And that's true. She doesn't really perform the Twisted Bliss anymore, Rob. Yeah, that is true. She barely performs. I think she did it once on Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. We're at their rematch for the championship like 2 weeks afterwards, but it didn't even finish off. Didn't even finish off Sasha. But yeah, and it was also revealed through the promo that Asuka will be making her main roster debut at TLC next month. So I've heard rumors that Emma is getting heated up, so that way she can be Asuka's first program. So maybe that'll happen, or they're going to rush Asuka to the title picture right away. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm still worried that they're going to screw up Asuka and have her first loss kind of feel like how it did happen to Charlotte's first pay-per-view loss at Fastlane. Like, whenever Asuka's going to lose clean, make it feel special. Make it mean something. Don't just be like, oh, it happened. Like how Charlotte losing at Fastlane this year was. Don't let that happen. Let me see here what we got. T and Couponer says, Robbie and Mike, how will Asuka be booked? Though we don't mess this up. Robbie says, I hate when WWE takes away finishers like that from certain talent that limits them to waters them down. No one creative is ready for Asuka. Yeah, no one in creative is indeed ready for Asuka. How are they going to handle it? Her literally, like, you know, already with her, you know, with this like these vignettes, it's like, I don't know. It's just something about it just like worries me about it. I don't know what it is. I mean, the one we had tonight was actually pretty good, but some of the first ones, they were focused on like the mask and the face. I don't think they were going to really like make a big, like do like a character changes there in some ways, but again, wait and see. But especially with how this show ended, I'm worried. But getting back to the match, great match by the Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss and the other 4 competitors in there. And let's see what happens going down the line to TLC. So let's get to this match. John Cena versus Roman Reigns. A match that I felt that could set up for bigger things to come between these two. And the match was good. I'm not going to say the match was terrible. The match was good. Again, either this or the Raw Tag Title match was definitely match of the night. This match was really good. I got what I expected. But what happened afterwards is like what I'm mainly going to be talking about in this review. So this match started off, you know, slow. And surprisingly, we had a lot of Cena fans in the crowd. We had a sign that says, if Cena loses, we riot. People were tweeting that. If Cena loses, we riot. People wanted Cena to win. Roman was being booked like a legitimate heel leading up to this feud. He was cutting some of the best promos of his career. And last Monday, when he cut a promo all by himself, I thought it was probably the best promo he had cut since being made a single star, personally. They were bringing up that more mean, arrogant, smug side of him. And then after this match, it felt like it's back to what WWE's plan was supposed to be all this time. So the match itself, again, it was good. Started off a little bit slow. I think Cena only had Reigns in the STF once, but Cena did hit an early AA on Roman Reigns. Now, I wanted Cena to win this match, but I also wanted to see Roman kick out of an AA because I'm sorry, if Roman Reigns didn't kick out of an AA, I would have been ticked off because who kicked out of an AA? Let's fast forward to right before SummerSlam or the week before that. Jinder Mahal kicked out of an AA from John Cena. Yeah, that's right. Jinder freaking Mahal kicked out of an AA from John Cena. But Roman Reigns was able to kick out not one, not two, not three, but 4 AAs tonight. He kicked out of 4 freaking AAs, including an avalanche AA from the second rope. And then we also had some action outside the ring where Cena was speared by Reigns through the table. And then we get back into the ring, and it looked like Cena had the match locked in. He did have Reigns. He hit 2 straight AAs on Reigns because that's how he won the championship from AJ Styles back at the Royal Rumble, hitting 2 AAs before going for the pin because he knew AJ Styles was a threat. So he knew he had to do more than that. I'll get to this live chat stuff in a second here because that's when we're talking more. So what happened after the match, but he had some 2 straight AAs, and Reigns still kicked out, and that's when Cena looked defeated. It's like I think he looked over at Reigns and's like, "What the heck?" And Reigns got locked in, hit the Superman punch on Cena, and then hit a spear on him. 1, 2, 3. Reigns wins the match. Now, I'm not upset Reigns won the match, but what happened afterwards was a slap in the face, and it's like, okay, back to how things were before. Roman Reigns had not won a pay-per-view match since WrestleMania when he defeated The Undertaker. He lost at Payback clean to Braun Strowman. Then he lost in the Fatal 5-Way for the number 1 contendership. He lost at Great Balls of Fire in the ambulance match. And he lost the Fatal 4-Way, and he took the pin. Again, that was the only reason why I was okay with Brock winning at SummerSlam, because he pinned Roman Reigns. But Roman wins the match. After the match, him and Cena shake hands, and it looked like Cena whispered something in Roman's ear that Cena revealed on Raw Talk that he didn't want to say what it was. And Roman walked out of the ring pretty much, hey, I respect you, we're buddies. And then Cena left with an ovation. And as Cena talked about on Raw Talk, pretty much endorsing Roman Reigns. And also saying that, it was kind of a pass to the torch moment. He feels like his time is starting to run out. And there's rumors I heard that he may not even be around for WrestleMania. He got a part in, I forgot which spinoff it was. But it may be a while again until we see John Cena. I'm not done, but it looks like Cena's going to be focusing on something else for the time being. Like more so like his outside work for the time being. So before I get to what I wanted to have, let's look at the live chat here really quick. Robbie says, Mike, I think Reigns should have speared Cena on top of the stage as Cena bid farewell. Robbie, that'd be great. Jinder Mahal, Cena will get this win back. Believe that. I hope, but I'm kind of worried that's not going to happen. Honestly, I'll explain why in a second. Ross is the one heel in the company who disrespects Shinsuke Nakamura by showing goofy pictures of him on a Titantron. Oh, don't get me started on that. WWE should make Starrcade a network event or TV special. What happened after was WrestleMania 29 main event all over again? I agree. Coupon wanted Reigns to be up Cena. Good point, Robbie. Bumblebee Transformers. Oh, we'll get into that shortly with Enzo. Oh, wait. No, that's Beetlejuice. Wow, I'm sorry. I do not know my movies that well. That Bumblebee Transformers is a movie, though, that Cena is going to be taking a part of. But here's what I felt needed to happen. I felt this can't be just a one-match thing, a one-time match. But what happened after tonight makes me feel like this probably is a one-time match. And honestly, if they ever do this match again, like, how are they going to do it? Cena just pretty much endorsed Reigns and praised him on Raw Talk afterwards, saying that, I respect him. He stepped up and did exactly what I wanted to see him do. Why would Cena want to face him again? To what? If Cena feels he doesn't have that much left to do now with WWE, what's Cena winning against Reigns now gonna prove? You know, even if Roman won, this was another key opportunity to turn Roman heel, because in the build-up you saw he wasn't the baby face in this feud. He was the heel. He was the villain. He was the guy that John Cena was exposing to what he truly was. And what should have happened after the match, Robbie said Roman spearing Cena off the stage during his farewell would have been perfect. Either way, whether Roman won or lost, Roman should have at least done a beatdown on John Cena to write him off the show. That would have been key. That would have been, getting heat behind Roman Reigns. That's what would have, had him taken off. I don't know who he would have feuded with, but it would have set for, while Cena was gone at least, but it would have set up a long-term booking that at WrestleMania 34, the final match between Cena and Reigns would have happened. I don't care if it was the main event. That's what should have happened. But instead, as Robbie says, it felt like WrestleMania 29. Whenever Cena and The Rock pretty much, became, oh, I respect you, bull crap. Oh, shut up. This match had, a Cena versus Rock feel. I wanted Cena to win because I wanted Reigns to look vulnerable. Because if not, it was just them going to be shoving Reigns back down our throats. And to me now, it makes you feel that the WWE just personally put John Cena on Raw just so he can put over Roman Reigns and just have Vince be like, oh, look, even Cena, he can't beat Cena. Even Cena, it felt like, there's so many times where I feel like, someone is being Vince McMahon, like how Daniel Bryan was in 2015, that terrible promo he cut after he lost to Roman Reigns at Fastlane. It's the same thing again. And then what even makes things worse, the rumored storyline I'm hearing will lead to this match at WrestleMania that I don't want to see is The Miz comes up to Kurt Angle pretty much just bragging about how he beat Jason Jordan. He says, but tomorrow, I want to talk to a guy on Miz TV who had, a big moment tonight. I want to talk to Roman Reigns and his cronies. And he did mention, he wanted to see Ambrose and Rollins also, I believe he said. I'm not 100% sure if he said that, but I believe that's what he says. So, look, what we're doing now, this is exactly what I see happening. Roman Reigns is going to do this whole rumor thing about he wants to become a Grand Slam champion. He'll win the Intercontinental title off of Miz at TLC. He'll have a crappy mid-card title run. Barely use that, defend that Intercontinental Championship. It's a premier time now. Look at this. He'll be able to have it through Survivor Series without defending it. And then rumors have it that there's not supposed to be a Raw pay-per-view in December. Come January, he will enter the Royal Rumble and win it. And that's how he gets his title shot at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar. To say, oh, the Universal title is the only title I've never won. Well, you know what? Dean Ambrose never won a Universal title either, but he's a Grand Slam champion, buddy. I'm sorry, but this is not going to work. I said earlier, Finn Balor got costed his Intercontinental title opportunity by Bray Wyatt. Why isn't Finn Balor not going to have the Intercontinental title? But no, Roman Reigns is going to be like, step aside. Miz is probably going to say something on Raw tomorrow. It's going to piss off Roman. He's going to fight. But what's also, is here is if he did call out, Ambrose and Rollins also, it's probably going to be Ambrose and Rollins versus the Miz Taraj down the line, probably a TLC for the Raw Tag Team titles. And I don't want to see that personally because even though, they're finally giving Dallas and Axel something to do, they don't feel legit. When the last time that Axel and Dallas, well, okay, last week's number one contenders match, they fought in that, but they lost to Ambrose and Rollins in that 3-on-2 handicap match right when this whole storyline between Ambrose and Rollins teaming back up again happened. Why would I can't take that seriously? It's too obvious. I know I'll probably think Ambrose and Rollins will probably hold on to those Raw tag titles until hopefully the Royal Rumble. Here's the thing I'm also kind of worried to happen. What if they keep the Raw tag titles on Ambrose and Rollins just to make just do exactly what they did to Seth Rollins last fall. Just having him be Roman's sidekick and think, oh, the Shield's back together. They're going to love this. You're going to literally hurt the Shield. It's legacy, in my opinion, if you just try to keep Rollins and Ambrose going all the way till Mania. And then I still feel that, Ambrose should like turn on Rollins sometime in December, even by the Royal Rumble, and I'll set up that roles reverse match at WrestleMania. Drop the tag titles to the Revival. But now I don't know what to expect. Let me see here. We had so many chances to turn Roman heel. Oh, yes, I heard WrestleMania 34, Reigns versus Lesnar, IC title versus Universal title. No, don't even do that. Don't do that. If you barely have Roman Reigns not defend that IC championship when he wins it, then it's going to be that'll be even worse than than his US title run last year. Oh my gosh. It's like just when you thought things were getting good again, now tonight happened, and again, it was a good show, but now the direction's going forward just makes it worse. Now, I did have another idea in mind, but then after what happened in the main event, that all got scrapped, but we'll get to that shortly. But let's first briefly talk about this match. The worst match of the night by far. The Cruiserweight title match. Enzo Amore versus Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. And what I was worried would happen did happen. Enzo Amore is your new Cruiserweight champion. He was getting toyed around with by Neville. First, he came out in that Beetlejuice-looking outfit, whatever the heck it was, and cut a promo, and goes in there. Neville's toyed around with him as he should have. It would be essentially should have done, but I don't want to hear this excuse. Oh, I took Enzo too lightly in this match. He toyed around with him, and then Enzo he cheats again. Enzo can't win without cheating. He needs to turn heel now, because this to me felt like a double turn. Enzo takes a Cruiserweight title and is like distracting Neville, like, oh, I'm going to take this, I'm going to run away with this, blah, blah, blah. So he gets to the ring, and the referee, takes the title off them, turns his back for a second, and Enzo just gives Neville a low blow and pins him for the Cruiserweight title. To me, I feel bad for Neville now. Why should I feel bad for Enzo? Enzo's not the heel anymore, not the face anymore. He's the heel. Neville feels like the face now because we should feel bad for him. And plus, also, as I keep saying, you're going out of your way to embarrass Enzo. Now, why are you giving him the Cruiserweight Championship? To embarrass the Cruiserweight division even more? Guys who just put on a phenomenal show last summer, and now you're giving a guy who shouldn't have any business being in the Cruiserweight division, you give him the title. Is this just a setup, like in the long term when Big Cass comes back saying, oh, look, Enzo, you actually had some success without me, and you have it by cheating? No. Here's the thing also. Big Cass didn't need to cheat to beat the Big Show or Enzo, so that shouldn't matter at all. I didn't like it. Now, I'm definitely not going to watch 205 Live anytime soon because you have a joke of a champ, a guy who's everyone's trying to make it out to be a joke, who apparently is not liked by the main roster as your Cruiserweight champion. And what also pissed me off too was as soon as he wins that match, they're showing the advertisement for Raw Talk with John Cena, Alexa Bliss, and then they have Enzo Amore already with the Cruiserweight Championship. A PNG image of that. Personally, again, as a guy who works in video production in real life, that's not necessary. That should not happen because that's pretty much it. Just drives me nuts that they're all like someone won a match. Oh, we have this match. So it's like, okay, we know you had a plan to come, but it's a show that is choreographed, but you're gonna just show like, oh, we have this ready all the time. Again, the idea behind this is to have us, make what we see believable, and that right there is just does not look good to me, in my personal opinion. That just pissed me off. Beetlejuice versus Neville. Poor Neville. YWY, yes. Enzo kicked Neville and his little Nevilles. Clever, Robbie. Fans blew Cedric Alexander's Twitter up with the save Cedric hashtag. Yes, please. Those creative and writers need to be drug tested. Just anything at this point. Who knows? But that's all I want to talk about the Cruiserweight title match. Hashtag RIP 205 Live. The Cruiserweight division's dead now because you have Enzo Amore as your champion. But now let's get into the main event. Now, I thought, okay, in order to save this mess, if you do want to go to the storyline how Roman Reigns wants to become the Intercontinental Champion and get the Universal title at WrestleMania, then why not do this instead? Instead of him versus Brock, because no one wants to see that again, why don't we do Roman Reigns getting there? He'll get there, but Braun Strowman, the iron was so hot for Braun Strowman. This was the opportunity to give Braun that title. It was. And I know probably last week I'd be like, okay, as long as Braun puts on a good match, even if he doesn't win, I'll be okay with it. But after Roman won and pretty much having Cena just endorsing Roman and just pretty much showing that Vince has brought Cena over just to, kiss up to us, and that way he'll think, oh, well, I'll trick them into liking Roman now because they're not going to like Cena. Well, Vince, you made us love Cena and hate Roman. Personally, if Cena comes back, I'd probably cheer for him again. But this also would prove also that this last run for Cena wasn't really that good, because he squashed Rusev, he squashed Corbin, and then he's trying to endorse the guy that we don't want to see being shoved down our throats, the guy we don't want to see become the next John Cena. And, it pretty much happened tonight. So what I was hoping was going to happen, the iron was hot for Braun Strowman. Brock Lesnar is most likely not going to be back till the Royal Rumble. And so why, and if Braun Strowman, what are you going to do with Braun Strowman after this? I thought an ideal situation would be to have Braun Strowman win the title tonight and feud with Samoa Joe for TLC, even for the rest of this year. If Raw is not going to have another Raw exclusive pay-per-view after TLC, as rumors are, then have him and Joe have a feud until the Royal Rumble or whatnot, and maybe have Brock have his rematch then. Which, if they wanted to give Brock the title back there, yeah, I guess whatever. But even if Braun beat Brock a second time, Roman wins a Rumble, have him wrestle Braun at Mania, which I'd rather see him and Braun, since they technically really have had a good history. Could have been a way to blow off their feud. Roman wins the title. Okay, I'd rather have him do. Braun will have a decent title reign. I'll be okay with him dropping it then. But no, what we got was a match where I'm considering it not terrible, but average. Because, we're supposed to believe that Braun Strowman can beat Brock Lesnar. And he was pretty much destroying Brock until Brock put him in the Kimura lock and weakened his one arm. And he was able to still hit a couple running power slams, but you can tell they weren't as strong as as ones he had hit on Brock in the past. And after that, it looked like just Braun gave up, and then Brock hit with an F5 that Roman Reigns and The Undertaker kicked out several times, but Braun couldn't kick out one F5. Braun Strowman retains. Wow, I wish I was saying that. Brock Lesnar is still Universal Champion. And we most likely won't be seeing that title again until the Royal Rumble. Which, who will he face there? Who else is there left to face Brock Lesnar on the Raw brand? To me, nobody. Well, Finn Balor, because Finn Balor never has a title shot. Okay, maybe we'll do Brock and Finn at the Royal Rumble, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what's next for Braun Strowman now. The sky was the limit for Braun Strowman. He had it all going, and now all of a sudden it's like, now what? Now what? What is next for Braun Strowman? We don't know. Now Braun Strowman is just another guy because he lost, and now we know what's going to happen. Raw is now going to become what I thought was going to happen after the draft. Raw is now the Roman Reigns show. Everything going here on forward, and all storyline is just Roman Reigns. This whole night, from Reigns beating Cena clean onward to the Miz TV segment tomorrow night on Raw, to Braun losing to Brock Lesnar, is just paid in that way for that dream WrestleMania moment for Roman Reigns. And to me, I don't think there's anything saving it. You know, Finn Balor's not going to be fighting for the Intercontinental title because of Roman Reigns. Probably going to be fighting for that against The Miz. Probably having Ambrose and Rollins feud with Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas of the Miz Taraj. That's not going to look strong. It's going to look like them fighting a bunch of jobbers. The women's division, I mean, at least they had a good match. I'm interested to see where that goes. Cruiserweight division's dead to me. SmackDown right now is having Jinder Mahal as their champion. That's not going anywhere. I mean, the best thing on that show right now is Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon, and even the SmackDown tag title feud. What's next? To me, tonight felt like it was like the end of something. It felt like it was the end of an enjoyable show that was at least building some stars with Braun Strowman, or the story development with Ambrose and Rollins, and we got someone from the women's division. We what else? With the Miz, we got some good stuff tonight. But then Roman Reigns winning took over everything. It took over my perspective on everything. It gave me a sour taste for the rest of the night. I don't know what's next, guys. And what I think is going to happen, I'm worried. And, why is a part-timer the world champion? I don't know. And you know what? If WWE at all enforces that whole rule of you have to defend the title in 30 days, shut up. If that's the case, then why you have it on a part-timer who's not going to show up again for another 3 months or 4 months? It doesn't make any sense. NXT at least still abides by that rule. The main roster doesn't. That's why you think back to, why was it such a big deal when Daniel Bryan had a title he had to defend in 30 days? Why not have Daniel Bryan kept the championship for the 8 months he was gone? I don't like the direction we're going. But I'm going to stop ranting right now. I want to get ready to wrap this up because I am tired and I want to get to bed. But overall, again, No Mercy was a good show. But what's next, I'm concerned. So, again, it was tough for me to grade it because based on what we got tonight was good, but what it's setting up for wasn't. I guess I'll stick with the grade that I gave. I'm giving No Mercy a B-. Everything was great up until after Reigns and Cena. As soon as that whole respect thing, the ending of the match, similar to what happened at WrestleMania 29, as soon as that happened, that's when the show went downhill. Let me pull up my poll on Twitter here and see what we got. 19 votes for the grade for No Mercy. 5% said A, 32% said B, 32% said C, and 31% said D. So about a good to poor show. Again, I'm going to give it a B-. T and Couponer gave it a B-. Robbie gave it a C. I'm sitting with a B-, but I'm not sure what to expect next, guys. Honestly, until WrestleMania 34, we're probably going to get crap. And then probably after Roman gets that WrestleMania moment again, and for the main event in WrestleMania for the 4th year in a row, again, even though I said before, if it was Braun and Roman, sure, I don't want to see Brock and Roman again. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't know what to expect next. If you're watching this video after it's posted, leave your thoughts down in the comment section as well. Please click that like and subscribe button for more content to come to this channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheManAirboy93. And I guess I'll be back on here tomorrow night for my review of Monday Night Raw. I'll review SmackDown Tuesday night, NXT Wednesday or Thursday night. I'll make a predicted card for TLC sometime soon if I can even think of, something good to do. If not, we're probably going to get a bunch of crappy matches. Robbie's in the comments said, "Hey Mike, imagine Cesaro have one more tag title match, and at the end, Sheamus tells Cesaro, Hey, he didn't lose any teeth. Quote Marv from Home Alone. That would be funny. So, Cesaro, if you do give us a Tooth Fairy tonight, hope you get a good tip. Hopefully, you do get a title opportunity down the line, but it's not going to be happening anytime soon, honestly. That might be the last time we'll be seeing a title opportunity on Raw being defended for the rest of the year. So, we'll see what happens next for the WWE. That's all I'm going to say tonight, guys. This is a Call of the Man 1993. Have a good rest of your night.